Welcome once again to Electcom Automation. Today we are going to learn how to use a relay to create a holding contact using the start and stop button. So before we get started, let me explain each of the components here one after the other. We have a C bulb, which is going to be our load. This is a lamp holder and this is the bulb. So this will be our load. Now we have the stop and start push button. If you check from our previous video, I've vividly explained the start and stop push button. So you click on our previous video to check how to connect the start and stop push button. But let me show you how the circuit diagram of a start and stop push button look like. So this is a start and stop push button. So this is a start and stop push button. At initial condition, the stop push button is always closed, but when pressed, it's going to open the circuit. But the start push button is always normally open at initial condition until when it is being pushed down. That is when it always closes the circuit. Otherwise, the circuit is always disconnected. Alright, so let's move over to a circuit breaker. So this the next component that we are going to explain is called a circuit breaker. So a circuit breaker is a device designed to open and close a circuit by non-automatically means and to open the circuit automatically on a predetermined overcurrent without damage to itself when properly applied with its rating. So that is just the meaning of a circuit breaker, and it allows the current to flow from the input to the output when it is being turned on. So this circuit breaker, so you allow current to flow from input to output when it is being turned on. So that is a circuit breaker. Now let's explain what is a relay. So this is a relay. A relay has a coil contact, which is at contact, let's see, 6, 2 and 10 is the coil contact of a relay, and 1, 11 and 3 are common contact of a relay. But let's define what is a relay first. So a relay is an electromagnetic switching device consisting of an armature which is moved by electromagnets to operate one or more switch contacts. It contains a coil contact that uses a small current to control much larger current. That is to say that a relay coil contact receives a very low current. It can handle a low current but switch very high amount of current device. Now this relay consists of the contact, which is the coil contact, and the common contact with normally open and normally closed contact. So how did you determine which of the contact of a relay is normally open and which one is normally closed? Now look at contact 9 is normally open to which contact is normally open to contact 8, which 11 is the common contact. So the same thing, contact 3 is normally open to contact 6, which is normally closed to contact 7, and contact 1 is the common contact, which is normally open to contact 4 and normally closed to contact 5. All right, so that is just the explanation of the contact of a relay. So this is the base of a relay. This is just a relay and this is the base of a relay. So as you can see from the base, we have this is where the knob is facing. So you need to turn it to yourself so that you can start counting the contacts of the relay. So now this is the first one. So you see contact 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So this 11 pin relay, that is how to determine the base of a relay, which if it is 11 pin or 8 pin relay. So this our relay is 11 pin relay. Now let's start the connection one after the other together. We are going to use this relay to create a holding contact. All right, so the first thing we are going to do is to bring in a power supply to this circuit breaker. So we are going to bring our power supply to the circuit breaker. All right, so let me bring the power supply to the circuit breaker. So this is my circuit breaker. So I'm bringing my power supply now to the circuit breaker. my live terminal coming to the circuit breaker. So this will be my neutral to the circuit breaker. All right, so that is my neutral terminal connected to the circuit breaker. So from the circuit breaker, let's see how we are going to connect each of the terminal to the relay module. Let me show you how the diagram look like. All right, as I showed you earlier, so this is a relay. Let me draw the relay. This. All right, so let's start naming the relay contacts. So we have here, we have 10, we have 11, we have 3 here, we have 4 here, we have 5, we have 6, we have 7, we have 8, we have 9, this 10. So we have 11, 1 and 2. All right, so this contact, as you can see, the coil contacts is 10 and 2. So coil, this is 10 to 2. So is the coil contacts of the relay. All right, so that is 10 and 2. Now 1 is the common and 4 is normally open. So this is normally open, and 1 is common, 4 is normally open. So let's see, 1 common, 4 normally open, 5 normally closed. So this is normally closed. 6 is normally open. So this is normally open. Look at 6 normally open. 3 normally closed. So 3 is normally closed. All right, so 1 is common. 1 is common. 11 is common. This 11 common. 11 common. So 8 is normally closed. This 8 normally closed. We have 5. 5 is normally closed. So this is 5 normally closed. We have 3 normally closed. All right, 3 normally closed. We have 1. 1 is common and 4 is normally open. All right, so pin 8 is normally closed and pin 7 is normally closed. So 7 is normally closed. 3, as you can see here, is common. 9 is normally open. So 9 is normally open. All right, so that is a contact of this relay. Now when this coil contact of the relay is being energized, what will happen is that all the normally open contacts, if it's being connected to a common, so if since 11 is normally closed to contact 8 and 9 is normally open to contact 8 and 11 is the common. So if we loop a supply to 11, automatically 11 pin 9 will now turn normally closed and 8 will now turn normally open. So that is to say that when once the coil contact of this relay is being energized and is connected to a common contact, each of the contact that was normally open will now turn normally closed, and the one that was normally closed as initial condition will now turn normally open. So that is just the explanation of this relay. Now let's start the connection one after the other. All right, so now this is our start push button and this is our stop push button. So the next thing we are going to do is to connect our neutral to the base. This is the base. So we are going to connect our neutral to pin 10. So we'll call this neutral N and we call this our live terminal. So we are going to connect neutral from the circuit breaker to 10. So let's do that connection together. All right, so this is my circuit breaker and this is the neutral. So I'm going to connect it to pin 10 right now. All right, so I'm done with that. So I'm connecting it to which of the pin? 10 of the relay. All right, so I'm done with the connection. So the next thing now is to connect my live terminal from the circuit breaker to pin 2 of the relay. So I'm going to use another jumper again to do that connection. So connect from the circuit breaker. So this is my circuit breaker. So this is the live from the circuit breaker. As you can see, this is where the live entering this to here. So I'm going to connect it to pin 2 of my relay to give a supply to the relay. Just follow the diagram. It's very simple. Let's do the connection together, one after the other. So this is my pin 2 of the relay. So now by so doing, we have supplied the coil contacts of a relay with a voltage supply, and by so doing the coil contacts have been energized if we turn on the circuit breaker. Now the next thing we are going to do is to connect our lamp neutral to pin 10 so as to control the lamp. So that is to say that all the neutral will be connected at one point. So we'll connect the lamp neutral to pin 10. So let's do the connection. So I'm going to slack here again. So let's show from the diagram. This is the diagram. So I want to connect the live of my bulb. This is my bulb. So I want to connect the neutral of my bulb to pin 10. All right, so let's do the connection together. This is the neutral from my bulb, so I'm connecting it to pin 10. This is the neutral, so to pin 10. Connecting the neutral of the live of the supply and the neutral of my bulb, which is the neutral of my load, to pin 10. All right, so I'm done with that. So the next thing is to connect. Since we have powered the coil contacts, so the next thing is to loop from pin 1 of the relay to pin 2. So when we loop from pin 1 of the relay to pin 2, then we take from pin 2 to our bulb. So let's do the connection. So this is the pin 1 of the relay connected to our bulb. So this is the live supply from the bulb connected to pin 1 of the relay. Live supply from the bulb. This is the diagram connected to pin 1. This is pin 1 of the relay connected like this. All right. So let's do the connection together once again. All right, since 1 is common, as you can see from our relay, 1 is common, so we need to loop from 2 to 1. So let's do the looping so as to supply 1 with a voltage. Let's supply a current to pin 1. So we are going to loop from 1 to 2. So this is the jumper that I want to use in the looping. So this is my pin 1. Loop to 2. All right, so I'm done looping 1 to 2. So this is the 1. I loop to 2. I'm doing something like this. 1 to 2. All right. So the next thing is to take the 2 to our start and push button. Since we want to use the start and push button to control this relay, all we need to do at this point is to take from pin 2 to the start and stop button. But before doing that, let's show the diagram of the start and stop button here. So this is our start button. and this is our stop button. Stop button is always normally closed and start button is always normally open. So the light from our circuit breaker is going to enter here. So this is the light from this is the circuit breaker. So this is our live, this is our neutral. This is live and this is neutral. So this is in, this side is out. So the live from the circuit breaker, this is the input going to the supply, and this is the output to our load. So the live from this circuit breaker is going to terminate at this point. That is the live of our circuit breaker. So let's do the connection, bringing our start and stop button, connecting the live together. So this is the start button and this is our stop button. So let's do the connection. First we are going to loop the start button with the stop button. So this is the start button, so pin 3. And the stop button. So we are going to bring the live from our circuit breaker. This is the circuit breaker. So the live from our circuit breaker to come to the start and stop button in between. So we are going to move it from here. This was the live supply. So we'll move it from our coil contacts because we want to use the start and stop button to control the coil contacts of the relay. So we move it back. So this is the pin 1 of our stop button. So we are going to connect here. That means we are looping the live supply from the start button to the stop button. So this is our live supply. All right, so we are done with this. This is the connection. So this is the live supply from the circuit breaker, which is this. They loop from the start and stop button together. So this is it. So we are done with that. So the next thing now is to connect from our start button, because it's the start button that will now power the coil contact of the relay. So we are going to take from our start button. So this is the start button. All right, so we are taking from the start button. This is the start to the coil contact of the relay. So the coil contact is at contact 2. So this is the start button. We are moving it to our relay, contact 2. All right, so that is it from our start button to the relay. So the next thing now is to take it to the relay. This is our start button and this is it. So we are going to take it to our relay now. So let me take it to the relay. This is our relay. So this is the contact 2. Look at here 2, which is the coil contact. All right, so I'm done connecting the start button to the stop button, connecting the start button to the coil contact of the relay, which is contact 2. So I've just connected the start button to contact 2 of the relay. So the next thing now is to connect the stop button to normally close, because we loop the live to 1. So we are going to connect the stop button to normally close contact of the relay, which is pin 4. The normally open, sorry, so that once the coil terminal of this relay is being energized and this is connected to the common, so automatically the pin 4 will now turn normally closed when it is being energized. So at that point, if you press the start button, it's going to open the contacts again, thereby tripping the relay. So let's do the connection. So this is our stop button. So we are going to connect it to pin 4. So this is a stop button. All right, we take it to pin 4. Connect it to pin 4. So this is 3 and this is 4. So we connect it to pin 4 of the base relay. All right, so I'm done with that. So I'm done connecting the stop button contact to pin 4 and the start button to pin 2 is the coil contact of the relay, and looping our bulb from pin 2 to pin 1, maintaining the common. Now we are going to power and see the operation how it's going to be. We are going to power the circuit breaker. So before we power the circuit breaker, all you need to do is to check this knob from the relay. This is the knob, and we check from here. This is where it's facing. So you are going to slot your relay like this. So you check the way you slot your own. So this is how the relay look like. So you are going to slot it here. All right, I'm done slotting my own. So let me power the circuit breaker for us to start controlling our AC bulb. All right, so I've just powered the circuit breaker. So this is the circuit breaker. I've just powered it. So the next thing is to check if the power is out. See from the current reading here to show you that there is current flowing from the input of the circuit breaker to the output. So we are going to use the start and stop button now to control the relay. Now let's see how the switching is going to be. So when you press your start button, it's going to energize the coil of the relay, turning on the bulb. And when you press stop button, it will de-energize the coil of the relay and turning off the bulb. So let's see. See, the coil contact of the relay has been energized and is turning on the bulb. So if I press the stop button, it's going to de-energize the coil contacts and turn off the bulb. So that is how the operation is being done. So I hope you understand everything, both the circuit diagram and the connection. So if there is any question, drop it at our comment section. Thank you.